Guys, with the acquisition of the Texas ISR projects and processing facilities, does your focus shift from New Mexico to Texas? And you mentioned that the USGS already believes there might be 220 million pounds of potential in Texas. What do you think has better upside or better opportunity for Encore? Which state?
Let me take the first crack at that. Clearly our focus shifted immediately to Texas from New Mexico. New Mexico, as Paul and I both have mentioned, is our long-term core strength of 5 years out on, and we view it as a 5-year proposition. If it comes in a little bit sooner, and perhaps some of them will, that's fine. But we don't have it in our short-term plan. Our short-term energy and focus are strictly on Texas. Paul, did you have any other comment on that?
No, I think you said exactly what I was going to say. So yeah.
All right.
Okay, and are your New Mexico projects, are they permitted? And can you explain if New Mexico permitting process is as streamlined as, say, Texas or Wyoming or other jurisdictions?
Well, none of our New Mexico properties are permitted by us. Now, as I mentioned during the presentation, Crown Point has a existing Nuclear Regulatory Commission license on it, as well as some state permits on it. But those are held by others, i.e. the Laramide Resources. But the regulatory process in New Mexico is also a little bit more challenging than it is in Texas, simply because it's a bifurcated process. That is, that the federal government has the licensing, that is for the radioactive materials, through the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and then on the key part that in New Mexico, and as for in situ recovery, is the underground injection control permitting, which is controlled by the state of New Mexico. So you have two separate regulatory paths. There's overlap as well between the two, and so it does create a more complicated regulatory process up there. And that's why Texas is the focus now, is because it is a relatively streamlined. It's a well-known process. And it's and the costs as well are much less to go focus on Texas immediately.
Okay, and do you think actually that New Mexico might become an agreement state, much like Wyoming has done recently, or Texas is?
I would suspect it's not likely. They were an agreement state back until 1996, when they gave the program up back to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. So it's unlikely that they will go pick it up again.